We'll be chilling and having a good time.
Hi everyone, this is Brittany from Just Be Crafty. Today we're going to learn how to make these beautiful classic crochet ornaments. As always, you'll want to reference the written pattern for specific details. The pattern can be viewed for free on my blog, or you can purchase a digital copy that you can access offline to either print or have on your phone or tablet. I'll have those links for you below. This pattern is beginner friendly but assumes you know the following skills: the magic ring, which I do show you how to do in this tutorial, and also the double crochet. I have separate tutorials for both in case you need them, but once you have those skills under your belt, I'm confident you can tackle this pattern. To get started, here's what you'll need. For the yarn, I'm using Loops and Threads Impeccable. This is the color Claret. I also have here Deep Forest, and you'll also see white in the photos. It's a 100% acrylic number 4 medium weight yarn. For my hook, I'm using a 4.5mm scissors, a sharp pair of scissors if you have them, preferably fabric scissors to cut the ribbon. If you don't worry about it. A tape measure, yarn needle, some cotton baker's twine, and arguably the most important part, a plastic fillable ornament. It doesn't say the size on this tag, unfortunately, but this is the 4-inch Make Market DIY plastic ornament from Michaels. I am just going to quickly measure the circumference so you have that information as well. In the measured circumference, I'm getting just over 12.25 inches for the circumference around, just so you know that for when you are looking for your own ornament. But again, this is the 4-inch Make Market DIY plastic ornament from Michaels, and I will have this linked below. For the bow embellishment, you'll want some ribbon. I have 2 here. This one is a really pretty tartan. It's 7/8 of an inch wide by 30 feet, and this is a really pretty plaid one, which is also the same size. We're going to start with a magic ring. So hold your tail end of your yarn in your palm and wrap it from front to back around your pointer finger and make a little X. Insert your hook into that loop on your finger and then draw up a loop. And then chain 2. Okay, we've just made a magic ring, and so now we can slide that ring off of our finger, and we're just going to make 12 double crochets into this magic ring. So here's our first double crochet, our second double crochet, and our third. Continue making double crochets into your magic ring until you have 12 total. And remember that starting chain 2 is not counting as a stitch. So there will be actually 12 double crochets in this magic ring. All right, I think I have 12. Let's just do a quick count. Perfect, I do. So we're going to take our little yarn tail and we're going to pull it tight to cinch that magic ring closed. We're now going to join with the first double crochet of the round with a slip stitch. This completes round 1, and for round 2, we are going to be increasing in every stitch around. We're going to start the round with a chain 2, and again, that chain 2 does not count as a stitch. And into that first stitch, we're going to make 2 double crochet stitches. So 1 and 2. And in the next stitch, we're making 2 more double crochet stitches. And that's all we're doing. We're placing 2 double crochet stitches in each stitch around. At the end of round 2, we should have 24 stitches. All right, so I just finished round 2, and I'm going to go ahead and quickly count my stitches and make sure I have the right number. Perfect, and I do. I have 24 stitches, so now we can join with that first stitch of the round with a slip stitch. To start round 3, we're going to start with our chain 2, and now in that first stitch, we're going to make a double crochet, and we're going to increase in the next stitch. So we're placing 2 double crochets into this stitch. In the next stitch, 1 double crochet, and in the next stitch, we're placing 2 double crochets. So for this round, we are going to increase in every other stitch around, or every second stitch around. At the end of this round, we should have 36 stitches. I just finished round 3. I'm going to do a quick count to make sure I have 36 stitches. And I do, so we can go ahead and join with the first stitch of the round with a slip stitch, and we're ready for round 4. This is our last increase round, so we're going to start with a chain 2, and in the first 2 stitches, we're going to make double crochet. So here's our second stitch in the double crochet, and in the third, we're going to increase. So we're making 2 double crochet stitches in the third stitch. Right, the next 2 stitches, we're just placing 1 double crochet, so 1. In the next stitch, we're placing 1. And in the third stitch, we're placing 2 double crochets. So for round 4, we're increasing in every third stitch around. At the end of this round, we should have 48 stitches. All right, so I just finished round 4. We have 48 stitches around, so we can go ahead and join with the first stitch of the round with a slip stitch and start with our chain 2. But right now I'm going to take this opportunity to weave in our end from our magic ring because later we won't be able to do it. So let's just get this over with now. So I'm going to take my yarn needle and thread it. And I am just going to simply weave in this end, and I'm just going around my magic ring. So just before you weave in that end, make sure you give it a nice little tug. Make sure that ring is nice and tight. And then as you weave in the end, pull snugly, and this will ensure that that ring will never open again. So once you get that weaved in, you can go ahead and snip it. And now is also a good time to measure the diameter of your circle to make sure that it's the right size. So grab your tape measure and measure it. Mine is just about 4 inches. It's just slightly less than 4 inches wide. So if you are making the same size ornament as me, you want to make sure that your circle is about 4 inches or just under. If your flat circle is larger than this, then you're going to want to try again with a smaller hook size. And if your circle is smaller than this, then you're going to want to try again with a larger hook size. It's really important that you get gauge on this project, or otherwise your ornament cover won't fit your ornament properly. So mine is right on track, so we are good to keep going. For the next rounds, which is rounds 5 through 11, we are done with our decreases. So we're simply going to just double crochet in each stitch around. The round we are on right now is round 5. So if you'd like, pause here and meet back up with me once you've completed rounds 5 through 11. I'm just finishing up round 11. I'm going to join with that first stitch of the round with a slip stitch. And right now I'm going to take this opportunity to do another quick measure, just so you can see the size of mine before we put it onto our ornament. So I am laying my cover down flat. The width in the middle flat is just about 6 inches wide. So if you measure right where I'm at, you should be about 6 inches and then about 4.5 depth. At this point, we can grab our ornament and we can slide it into our cover. And this is what it should look like. It'll look a little loose, but don't worry. As we do our decrease rounds, it will start to cinch in and cover the bulb beautifully. We're now on to round 12, our first decrease round. I already made my chain 2. And in the first 2 stitches, we're going to make double crochets. So there's 1 and here's 2. In the third stitch, we're going to make an invisible double crochet decrease. So we've already yarned over and we're going to insert our hook into the front loop of the next 2 stitches and draw up a loop. And then complete your double crochet as normal. You've just decreased 1 stitch using the invisible double crochet decrease method. In the next stitch, we're going to double crochet. And in the next stitch, we're going to double crochet. And then we'll make an invisible double crochet decrease over the next 2 stitches. So we're yarned over and we're inserting our hook into the front loops of the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2. We're going to draw up a loop and then we're going to complete our double crochet as normal. So as you can see for this round, we are invisible double crochet decreasing every 3rd stitch. So we're making a double crochet, then another double crochet, and then we're decreasing over the next 2. Go ahead, pause here, and meet back up with me once you've completed round 12. At the end of round 12, you should end with 36 stitches. I'm just finishing up my round. I'm joining with the first stitch of the round, and I'm chaining 2, so we're ready to begin round 13. We're going to invisible double crochet decrease in every 2nd stitch. So that first stitch, we're making a double crochet, and in the 2nd stitch, we are doing our double crochet decrease. So every other stitch, we're doing our invisible double crochet decrease. At the end of this round, we will end with 24 stitches. All right, I just finished round 13. I am ending with a join into the first stitch of the round, and I'm chaining 2. This is probably the most awkward round to do just because we're almost at the end here. But in this one, we are going to do an invisible double crochet decrease over every stitch. So every stitch we do is going to be that invisible double crochet decrease. So you're just going to continue doing this all the way around. At the end of this round, you will end with 12 stitches, and this is your final round. So if you'd like, pause here and meet back up with me once I've made it all the way around and you only have 12 stitches left. All right, so I just finished up my last decrease. I'm now going to join with the first stitch of the round using a slip stitch. And as you can see, this fits really nice and snug over our ornament. So we can go ahead and snip our yarn and fasten off. Now we can just grab our yarn needle and we are going to just weave in this end. So we're just going to weave it in as inconspicuously as possible. I just like to go in through a few stitches, kind of really tangle this end in there as inconspicuously as possible. Once your end's weaved in sufficiently, you can go ahead and snip that tail. We're now going to make our little hanging loop with our baker's twine. So grab your little tape measure and measure out 8 inches of baker's twine. And then we're just going to put this on to our ornament like so. And we're just going to do a simple loop knot. And pull that knot as close to your tails as possible to give yourself a nice 2.5 to 3 inch loop that you can easily hang onto your tree. Okay, that's nice and tight. I think that looks good. And we can go ahead and snip those tails a little closer to the knot. Perfect. So the ornament looks super cute as is, but it makes it a little extra fun to add a little bow with some ribbon. So I have these two really pretty ribbons here. Let's see which one I am in the mood to use. So this is the tartan. That looks very nice. I like that. Let's see what the plaid one looks like. That looks really good. I think this is the winner. I'm going to go with this one for this color right now. I do love the tartan though, but I think I'm going to go with the plaid. So we're going to measure out about 35 inches of ribbon. I accidentally am using my embroidery scissors here, but if you have fabric scissors, I highly suggest using your fabric scissors to cut this a little bit easier. Take one of your ends of your ribbon and you're going to wrap it around your finger 3 times, just like so. Next, we're going to make the bow. So this is going to be the width of your bow. So adjust your thumb to whatever width you want your bow to be. And we're going to wrap around our thumb and pointer finger twice. And this is going to make the loops for our double bow. So there's one, and here's two. We're now going to take that ribbon and wrap it around from back to front around our double loop that we just made. Take the tail and you're going to slide it through this front loop that we've created right here. So just slide it through like so, and then pull that knot to tighten. And right here, I kind of pull that knot to the front, but I highly suggest you pulling that knot to the back, but it's really not that big of a deal. You can fluff it up a little bit later. So now you can slide that off of your finger, and we're gonna fluff up our bow a little bit. You can adjust the tightness of the center by pulling on your tail. I just love how easy and professional this bow looks. So if you didn't already know how to do this, I really hope that this helps you in your Christmas season for like wrapping presents or just like making Christmas decor around your house. This is a really great skill to have up your sleeve. Take your fabric scissors if you have them. We're just going to trim these to be the same length. And then we're going to do a couple angle cuts to help with fraying, and it also looks super, super cute. So you're just going to fold your first ribbon tail downward, just like so, and we're going to cut at an upward angle to give us the classic little 2-point ribbon tails. And we're going to repeat that on the other side. So put this on your ornament. See if you like the length of the ribbon. I want mine shorter, so I'm just going to trim these a little bit, and I'm going to do the same technique for the little angled cuts. I think they look pretty long as well, but I just wanted mine a little bit shorter. And then all you have to do next, once you get it to your liking, just take a little bit of hot glue and dab it onto the base of the ornament topper, and you're good to go. Here is a finished ornament I used with a white yarn and the tartan ribbon. I think it looks beautiful. I think even though they're a little bit different, they will look really beautiful on the tree together. And there you have it, classic crochet Christmas ornaments. I really hope you found today's tutorial helpful. If you did, please let me know by giving the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and would like to, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!